Pre-workout nitric oxide. Hey guys, thanks for checking out Quick Sessions. Garrett Terrio here, and today we are talking about pre-workout drinks. Not something you drink as part of your diet an hour before your workout. I'm talking about the powders, the supplements that you shake up and drink 15 minutes before you lift. Most commonly known as nitric oxides. And we'll get into all the brands of them that you've probably heard of. But what these things are in a nutshell is a combination of caffeine, creatine, citrulline, arginine, niacin, beta-alanine a lot of times, and of course the very transparent proprietary blend. We're just going to leave that one on the shelf. We're not going to talk about that one. I'm not sure if the companies even want us talking about it. That's the proprietary blend. I'll start with that. That's always the thing that kind of gives it a bad rap and gives the idea out there of these things not being safe. And I'm no scientist. I can't tell you if the things in these blends are safe or not. I've been taking them all my life and I have never had a health problem. But it's not to say if you don't have some underlying health condition that it couldn't affect that. And we'll get into that a little bit. But let's start breaking it down. Pre-workout drinks. Who are they for? They are not for everybody. That's for sure. If you have any kind of a heart issue, they're not for you. Not that this would necessarily do anything, but it could. And the whole could of it makes it just not worth it. People that take them are normally very experienced gym goers, people that enjoy a little extra energy into their workout, people that just enjoy the ritual of taking them. I've heard that before, and I completely understand that part of it too. But they're for the people trying to pump up bigger muscles. You can use it for endurance. I never take it before I run. I've never felt the need for it, but I've heard of other people. You may have heard of people drinking like a Red Bull or something like that. This is in the same vein. This is more of a Red Bull that you will really feel right away. Long term, I'm sure the energy is very similar, but if you want something you need 15 minutes before you work out that's going to get you amped up, help out with muscle endurance and all that, a pre-workout supplement is something you would look for. Now, what does it do? I just rattled off a bunch of perks of it, but what does it actually do is the first thing is the creatine in there. So creatine, your body uses it to create energy, right? It's your first energy system. Your creatine phosphate pathway provides your initial energy, that's your ATP that you use to initiate muscle contraction. Now, it's only for a brief period. If you've heard a podcast before, you know it's an 8 to 12 second window of this initial energy system that it's used. But you would think the idea is, the more creatine you have in your body, the bigger that window gets. That 8 to 12 second window, maybe it's 7.5 to 12.5 seconds, something like that. That's the idea that it helps. Also, what that creatine does, it helps repair the muscle. It initiates the repair, it helps the repair, and the idea is the quicker you can repair your muscles, the quicker you can get back in the gym. And also the repairing that's taking place during your workouts, not repairing, it's not a good way to phrase it, but the idea is to help you with the endurance of it. So if your muscles are storing more creatine, the idea is that these creatine molecules will help increase growth. It'll help signal growth more efficiently than if you did not have it. Now, your body already makes something, I read the study a long time ago, and sorry if this is a little choppy, I'm kind of winging this one. But something like your body creates 95% of the creatine that it can use anyway. And I bring that up because a lot of creatine, and I'm not sure exactly how it is today. I've been out of the supplement game for a while. I managed a supplement store about 10 years ago for 4 years. So I was real brushed up on it, learned a lot. So maybe studies have changed, but they used to have you load up on creatine little by little every single day. Now, I'm not sure if that's still the idea, but my big deal was it was always an excess of creatine. You were just wasting it. I assumed it was a marketing scheme to try to get people to use the product more, and they would have to buy more product once they ran out. Makes sense, right? But what's great about creatine as an ingredient in this pre-workout, and you don't have to have it as part of a pre-workout. You can take creatine by itself. It's behind protein powders. It's the most studied supplement that there is today. It's the most proven to work because your body already uses creatine to build muscle. Adding that little bit extra, it sounds like nothing, 5%, but trust me, someone from experience, it definitely works. It definitely helps. The big argument against it might be, well, maybe you were just working out harder because you thought you were being aided by a little more creatine. maybe there's some truth to that, but I think if you're willing to go out of your way to do a pre-workout, odds are you're probably working out hard enough anyway. So I don't think effort really should come into question with that. But anyway, ingredient number one, most important ingredient, the creatine, helps build muscle, helps repair muscle, gives you more energy, helps with endurance, all that good stuff. Second thing in there that's very important is the caffeine that's in pre-workouts. Now, as we know, caffeine increases energy, increases alertness, focus, all that kind of stuff, increases fat burning. It's a great performance enhancing ingredient for most people. Now, this is where if you have an underlying heart condition, you always got to check on that, because some of these pre-workouts have crazy amounts of caffeine, something like 400 milligrams of caffeine in one of them. I can't remember exactly which one. And while that sounds like a ton, it's about 4 cups of coffee. Even that, the biggest one ever, by itself, it's not really going to do anything to your heart. You're not going to overdose on caffeine. But the issue with that, why you'd want to worry about it, is because if you have a couple cups of coffee combined with pre-workout, combined with green tea, combined with underlying heart condition, or just a weakening heart, you wouldn't want that much caffeine going in your body. But other than that possible risk, you're never going to OD on caffeine just from a pre-workout. Nothing has troublesome levels of caffeine. You may get jittery and that doesn't feel good, but in general you'll take it, you'll get energy, help with fat burning, increase your adrenaline, your focus, and really get you ready for the gym. So those are the two main things. The third one is citrulline. Now, citrulline is often coupled with arginine. You heard me say it in the beginning. And it's widely believed that when they're combined is what really creates the vasodilating effect. Now, vasodilating is when your blood vessels expand, allowing for more blood to get to the muscle quicker. That blood contains oxygen, and that kind of speaks for itself. More oxygen in your body, into your muscles, the better your endurance gets, the bigger your pump gets, the delivery of the nutrients gets to the muscles quicker, so muscle recovery happens quicker. It reduces fatigue. What else? That's about it. That's really all there is for citrulline. There's no real side effect of a citrulline or citrulline-arginine combination. But those two combined with like other branched chain amino acids can really help stave off lactic acid, which kind of goes into the endurance part of the pre-workout that I talked about earlier, and the increasing of the recovery. Let's see. Let me grab my pre-workout and see what else is in it. Sodium bicarbonate. That's another one in there. It's in most of them, and all that does is, as your adrenaline's up, your blood flow's going, lactic acid buildup can sometimes be a problem, and that's what this sodium bicarbonate does. Is it buffers the acid. It tries to hold off the lactic acid from building up too much. What else is in there? The L-theanine, that's for focus. You combine that with the caffeine to help with focus. Beta-alanine, that's a lot of times used to supplement for caffeine. And whenever you feel the little itch or the skin tingles in your body, that's normally the beta-alanine taking effect. Now, there's such a small amount of beta-alanine, and while it helps with the energy, the biggest thing it helps with is the endurance of your lifts. So the idea is you can take beta-alanine by itself, really. I've done it before. It's the tiniest scoop you've ever seen. Put it in a Gatorade, and yeah, you'll get the skin tingles, so if you can't stand that, it's probably not for you. But it's great for endurance. Like if I was going to go for a run, I would take something that is high in beta-alanine because it wouldn't be so heavy in all the other ingredients, and the crash is not there. You don't really crash on beta-alanine, where it's a ton of caffeine, you can crash on it. A ton of nitrous oxide, niacin not so much, but the citrulline, arginine, and the caffeine you can definitely crash on. So you wouldn't want to do a real big dose of that before you run. Beta-alanine, it also helps with growth. I can't remember why exactly. Something to do with your pH level, your acidity level in your body. But that's about it on that. I see in this one yohimbine's in it. Yohimbine is a root. It's an African plant, and the chemical is used to increase your body temperature. It's a thermogenic, is what you call those type of things. And it increases your internal body temperature temporarily. It's not a lot. We're talking about a degree, or not even a degree. We're talking about fractions of a degree. People use it for energy, hunger suppressants, a lot of diet supplements, diet pills, things like that. Helps fight off fatigue, helps with endurance. Like I said, a lot of this stuff does kind of the same thing. And it's because you combine a lot of stuff. A lot of it feeds off each other. It's like taking calcium and magnesium at the same time. The magnesium helps the calcium absorb and vice versa. And that's about it in this one. I'm taking one right now called Total War. Sounds pretty intense, but it's fine. Muscle Farms Assault is probably one of my all-time favorites, but I'll get into all that in a second. The side effects I wanted to go with are obviously the overstimulation from all the caffeine and all that. The jitteriness, a lot of people don't like that. I get a little skin tingle here and there, but if your body is kind of shivering a little bit, you want to back off. Just take a scoop, take a half scoop, start small, build up if that's something you're looking into. The alanine, I guess, more of the skin thing for me. Also, it can cause you to have an upset stomach. That's normally the arginine-citrulline combination. But that being said, you would have to take a pretty high dose for it to give you any gastrointestinal issues. As far as dosing for each of these things, I'm not the scientist, I'm not the expert, I'm not even the garage scientist. But most pre-workouts, all in all, are pretty safe. There's no real age restriction on them. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, I've been taking some of these on and off since I was 12, 13 years old. I've never had an issue. But there's great sites. It's called labdoor.com, and they rank all the supplements because these are not FDA regulated. I guess you can call that kind of a downside of it. But what they do is they rate things based on purity and all that. And I'm looking through it. My favorite, Assault by Muscle Farm, is my personal favorite because you only need one scoop of it and it lasts pretty while, and the crash is not drastic at all. You don't even notice it. And a lot of them are getting so good that you don't even notice a crash. The ingredients that used to be a little too intense have been taken out, like the 1,3-dimethyl. What else was there? That's the one I remember the most, is the DMA. But anyway, so Muscle Farm's Assault, and they grade it 1 through 100. It got a 76, which is pretty average. So on par with like a No Explode, which is right under it at 76.1. Muscle Tech has Nano Vapor. That's another good brand and a good pre-workout. And that being said, looking at these lists, Gaspari Super Pump is up there at 74. They're all pretty much in the 70s. So anything above, you wouldn't want anything under 60. Gaspari Labs is a good company, but they even have a couple in the low 60s. Jack 3D is a popular one, but they're the ones that have big lawsuits against them for keeping that DMA I was just talking about, the 1,3-dimethylene, in their supplements. It's a little too amphetamine-like, if you get what I'm saying. But you might all remember when ephedrine was banned. Same kind of deal with 1,3-dimethylene. But it looks like Jack 3D is still up there in the 66, which, like I said, I would stick with anything above the 70s. In the 70s or above. A lot of respected brands, Professional Supplements, SEI, Gaspari. I like Gaspari a lot. Optimum Nutrition, they make the whey protein that everybody drinks. I said my favorite, Muscle Farm Assault, even without the DMA, which was not harmful to most people, but a handful it was. And truthfully, the only pre-workouts I'm seeing that are even ranked 80 or above are a lot of these that are very low in the ingredients I talked about. So with no proprietary blend at all. Maybe they're safer, maybe it doesn't matter. It's hard to tell. A lot of the ones ranked high are just straight vasodilators without a lot of stimulants. That probably is why they're higher based on purity, because vasodilation is a pretty simple thing to achieve. But, do your research for sure if you go try a pre-workout. If you're very sensitive to stimulants, just start with a half scoop. Start with a Red Bull or one of those low sugar energy drinks. I would start with that if you just feel you need a little boost to get in the gym. If it's 5 a.m. and you want something real quick, you don't want to drink coffee and wait around for it to slowly work, go for it. Muscle Farm's a good brand. BSN's a brand that's been around for 40 years now. Optimum Nutrition, same thing. Stick with brands you know, and you'll normally be okay. Because the brands that have been around are always under the biggest eye from the FDA, and they're going to have to keep it straight more than like a smaller brand you've never heard of who can probably get away with some banned substances. If you are a collegiate athlete, I would get it very carefully checked. Every single ingredient carefully checked by your trainer, or you can look it up. I know there's a site out there you used to be able to go to type in a supplement and see if it was eligible. I know that you can get a list of ingredients that are eligible and illegal or banned for NCAA athletes and pro athletes for that matter. But do your research and you'll be fine. I like pre-workouts. Like I said, I've been taking them pretty much all of my serious weightlifting life. I know a lot of people that take them. Some people do it just for the ritual of it. Some people enjoy the effect it has. And it doesn't last long. It'll probably last you about an hour. So if you're going on a 2-hour workout, don't take it twice. That's not what I'm saying. But just be prepared for it to slowly wear off towards the end. And the truth is, a lot of these ingredients you can get from food. It won't be timed up all in one shot like we're talking about with a pre-workout supplement. But a lot of stuff that's in there you can get from red meat, you can get from coffee, you can get from tea, you can get from certain sugars. So, like I said, these pre-workouts are not some miracle mixture. They're just a combination of a bunch of stuff that your body can use during a workout. Guys, thanks for checking it out. Please make sure to stop by the Apple Pod Center. Give us a nice 5-star rating. Leave a little review. You can also check us out on Spotify and in the Google Play store. And I'll talk to you guys next time.